Welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker. With me tonight, I have Stu Woolley. And unfortunately, Man United lost at home at Old Trafford against Wolverhampton Wanderers. 1-0 by a free kick by Sarabia. So we had our chances. I think a lot of our plays were wasteful today. We should have won it. But it's just one of those. And we will go into it with footage, some tactical board, and you know the drill. So we will be back after the intro. See you in a sec. Yes, welcome to the Tactical Devils, people. I wish you all a happy Easter. And we just witnessed Man United lose yet another game, and the second game of this season against Wolves. So it is what it is. But I'm not even upset, to be honest. We know that this is a game. I'm happy that we didn't get any injuries. We know the important games coming up in the Europa League semi-final against Athletic Bilbao, and this is just one of those. So. I don't know what you guys think. I see a lot of people coming in the house. We have Danny B here. Neil Driscoll coming in early as always. Big up, Neil. Good to see you. Danny B says, smash that like button. Hit that like button on the way in. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Who else? We have Johnny K coming in and say brilliant free kick from Wolves. But the game came down to our inability to finish. And you are spot on, Johnny K. And this is why I call the show How Many Chances Do You Need to Win a Game at Old Trafford? And we will go into it. I have a lot of footage on Højlund, Mason Mount, even Bruno being wasteful. But there are some highlights. I think Harry Amass had a great game today. The new kid, Frederickson, I think it was good. It was solid. And all in all, I think we dominated the second half and probably should have buried the game. But again, we couldn't score. So spot on there, Johnny K. We have Dan P coming in and say too many dead players, especially in attack and midfield. Can't back Rasmus anymore. Yes, I agree. I can't either back him. I lost faith in that kid. Maybe we should give him time, but we can't keep doing this dance. We have been doing it now for over a year. Højlund wasting chances, not being in the right place, and over again, causing us problems because we need clinicality. And we know in football games, you have to score to win them. And as long as we don't, we won't win. So that's a big problem. Neil Driscoll coming in and said, that's been a problem all season. United can't score goals. And you are spot on. It's not just under Amorim. We had the same problem in the beginning of the season under Ten Hag. And who do we have here? We have Lightning coming in. We have Kadeen Thomas. Big up Kadeen. Rasmus is in the house. Big up Rasmus, Rastastock, and Dave 147 coming in and say, hi fellas, Højlund is a flop. He had enough. Yes, I agree. So, Stu, how do you see the game, old friend?
How did I see the game? Exactly what I expected. I've got to be honest. I mean, we were Thursday night post-match, absolutely buzzing with excitement, and we made the comment then, forget everything now, forget the league, just play some fringe players, play some of the youth, and just see how we go between now and the end of the season. I don't think it's anything new. I don't think Bruno learnt anything today. Ruben learnt anything today, if I'm being honest. And it's got nothing to do with Frederickson and Amass and the younger kids, Obi, who came on, etc. What it has to do is the inadequacy of the club to remove the likes of Lindelof and that type of player, so that we're bringing in substandard footballers rather than quality footballers. So look, ultimately, do I care? Yeah. Absolutely not. Leicester, Ipswich got relegated today, didn't they? Leicester are likely to get relegated later, so that's all done and dusted. Forget all of that. We just concentrate on May 1st, on making sure that we're in the best position possible to go through that semi-final. Now, I did read that Nico Williams is a doubt. He got injured, didn't he, last night? So how that will work out between now and May the 1st, we don't know. And Athletic will be in a similar position. Bilbao will be in a similar position. So, look, Wolves fans will rightly be chuffed today. Absolutely. Good luck to them. Brilliant free kick. You know, it is what it is. But again, I agree with everyone. I really agree with the consensus that we have had issues in terms of finishing. And there are players that just aren't doing it. You know, the likes of Amass coming in today for his first start. You know, all these lads that have come in for the first start over the last few months will be really frustrated because they're not coming into a cohesive unit. They're coming into a unit that players just don't want to give everything. So absolutely today, let's wash our hands with it. We'll go through the tactical side of it, but we've got to May 1st is our key area, pal. It really is. So I'm a bit like you. Jarvis, by the way, has got a 5 o'clock head, and I mean 5 a.m. head. An absolute disgrace to my left as I'm looking at it. Disgrace. I'm getting hammered until 5 a.m. this morning. And you look great, pal. You look great.
Thank you. You know, it's Easter. It's Easter. I had a wonderful day yesterday. I was skiing all day in the slopes. Then something happened after ski. And in Norway, after ski on Easter Day is something special. Yes. Something special. You have drinks all around. You jump on the table in your ski boots. You have fun. And you party as hard as you can for just that one day in the year. So
that's exactly what it is, and rightly so. And a big happy Easter, warm welcome to everyone. I've only got a short appearance today. I fly off tomorrow to China for a week, so I'm not going to be around too much. I might be able to, depending on how we go, might we, old friend?
Well, you will see. We'll see. But still, I have to say, we have 1 hour, but there's not much to talk about in this game. First half, I think the XG was 0.2, 0.1 each team. There was nothing going on. Nothing.
Your XG apparently this morning was much better. That was your XG. That praise ski.
I think, and I had an XG of scoring at, I think, 5.5 or something about that.
I heard when you did your snowboard flip, your 180, that you had to buy a round for it. Was it 360? Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
With the grab. You did
the old grab and you did the old 360. We're going to call it the old Jarvis tumble. Came into and it's like getting a hole in one in golf apparently, and you have to buy everybody drinks. That's his excuse anyway. But old friend, you look absolutely brilliant for it. I'd be hanging.
But the thing is, drink some water,
get some aloe vera down.
7 hours, and you will be fine. That's the rest.
The master. Yeah. But you are right. Actually, there's very little to discuss about
any painkillers.
Oh. Jesus.
But maybe I haven't landed. Maybe I haven't landed yet. I'm still in the 720 with the grab.
We're going to call it the Jarvis drag.
Tualumba Piri, big up everyone, big up
everyone. Tualumba.
Someone coming in and say, I need a Jarvis cure. Drinks on the table. Well, there's nothing to be upset about today, in the game. It is what it is, but let's just go into it. We have I just want to say hi. It's a new name I haven't seen before.
No, I haven't. Welcome,
Henry. Big up. And I would just remind everybody who's new to the channel, please subscribe. We need more subscribers. We want to reach the aim goal of 1,000 subscribers so we can get fully monetized. By now, people can send in super chats and memberships, become members, but we don't get paid for ads and stuff like that. So. Give us a sub if you're new. Big up, Lillis. I hope you're well, my friend. I hope you're well.
You're okay.
I wanted to say hi, Jarvis. I'm in the hospital. I'm so angry. I'm Amorim out. I want him gone next season, and take with you to Onana. Yeah, okay.
Taking on
I get your frustration. I'm not there yet, but I'm starting to ask questions about Amorim's tactics. Sometimes, it's not perfect, but I'm putting it in the account of he's an unexperienced new manager to the Premier League, and I think he needs more time, more signings before I will judge him too harshly. So that's just my take on it. And both Rushmano comes in and say subscribe to the channel and smash the like for the guys. Thank you, Rushmano, our chief moderator. And by the way, go subscribe to Rushmano's X channel, Transfers MUFC. Brilliant channel.
Yeah.
All about transfers. And Tvalamba comes in and say, I agree. Yeah. Okay, let's just go into it. I will bring up the tactical board as usual. Let's just look at the tactics. Did you see anything special today, Stu? Because I didn't. We both set up in a 3-4-3 system.
No, I didn't.
Basically nullifying each other. I would say the only thing I think Andre in the Wolves midfield. I like him. He's a player who makes things tick. And as a player, I really rate him. I think he's underrated in the Premier League. One of Wolves' best players. For us, I think Frederickson had a good game. Not exceptional, but he had a good game. And that's exceptional in itself. And also, I think Harry Amass had a great game today. The way he always contributed to the attack. And by stretching out, he gives Garnacho more space. So Garnacho can take on his defender one-on-one because they can't double up on Garnacho. So I think it's a recipe. It's a good recipe with Garnacho and Amass. Both of them together, I think they are dynamite. And I think this is something we should build more on. What do you think, Stu, about that?
Well, I agree with that, actually. I did notice that. First of all, let me touch on Frederickson. I thought a brilliant debut. People can look and say, the kid's a professional footballer, etc., etc. He's had no push on the limelight whatsoever as Frederickson. It was a bit of a shock to everybody, I think, when we saw his name on the team sheet. Congratulations, young man. You've come in there and you showed what it means to be a Manchester United footballer. And we said this about Mazzari right at the very beginning when we first saw him play in the Premier League, Jarvis. He's what you call a footballer. And people are like, well, what do you mean a footballer? It means you can put him in anywhere and he will excel. I think young Frederickson has done the same today. For me, I'm looked at a player who you wouldn't know hadn't been in a Manchester United first team regular for a few weeks. I thought he did okay. I'm with you. I'm not going to push any limelight on the kid. Let's see what we deliver next week, etc., etc. But I thought he did very, very well. Very similar to Heaven, the way that we like the way that Heaven acquitted himself. This young man's done exactly the same. Your assessment actually about Amass, absolutely brilliant. Now, a lot of the devilish tacticos have been talking about Amass and they've been raving about the kid for a good 12 to 18 months now.
Yes.
We got him from the Watford Academy, I believe, which is a miracle by itself.
Yeah, and he's England under. He was in England under 17 at the moment.
That's right. Yeah. Again, you're pushing a footballer into a really difficult task. Coming into this Manchester United first team at this point in time is a very, very difficult task. And you're seeing these kids stick two fingers up to the first teamers and say, bollocks, you're not interested. I am. I think you're right about Garnacho. I think the way that Amass overlaps, he allows the space. He drags Semedo all over the place today. And Semedo's a very accomplished wing back, as we know, very, very accomplished. And I thought he dragged him around to give Garnacho that space. What's massively, massively impressive for me more than anything about Frederickson in particular is he's dealing with Lindelof and he's dealing with Onana. He's dealing with two players that have got mistakes in them. And to be able to not worry about that, I thought spoke volumes of his mentality and the way that he looks at football. So for me, I 100% agree with Amass. Yeah. One interesting thing I thought, you're absolutely right. You picked up on Andre. Andre was a bit of a revelation for Wolves today, because the game in itself, let's be honest, it was a typical we're not going down type of match. You know, Wolves didn't get out of. Did they run on 10 more
the back
an
five,
hour?
I think they were like
Exactly.
this, I would say.
Yeah,
And Andre shielding in front of them, and you had Gomez and even Strand Larsen dropping down, Cunha.
Wolves didn't care what the result was today. They just
Yeah.
didn't. They didn't care whether they won, drew, or lost. And to be honest, I don't think we did. And I think it showed in our overall play. I don't think we cared if we won, drew, or lost. Now, you can't go to Old Trafford and do that, by the way. You can't get away with that at Old Trafford, because irrespective of the result, how we feel, you can't get away from that at Old Trafford. There is an expectation. And this is the problem that I feel for Frederickson, Amass, these players. They need to have that expectation of victory all the time. As soon as you step out onto that pitch at Old Trafford, you have to have that expectation of victory. So it doesn't help when you've got Ericsson going through the motions. It doesn't help when you've got Lindelof and Arne. All with
Ericsson wasn't too bad today in my.
He was okay. I'm not having to go with him.
Okay, I think he was better than Ugarte in the midfield, to be honest. I think
he was. I'm not quite sure what's happened with Ugarte. Excuse me, at the moment. There seems to be a regress in Ugarte. I don't know whether he feels he's got Amorim's trust, that type of thing, to go out and play it. He keeps getting dragged off, etc., etc. So, look, there was a load of issues for me today in terms of how we played. I know we're going to get into Højlund a little bit later. Cunha, I thought had a very, very quiet game. I don't think he stamped any.
I think Frederickson was good, but one time Cunha came on the ball and they got.
He showed what you can do, didn't he? Yeah. I agree with that. He showed
so we can see that he's quality as a player.
Yeah. If I'm Højlund, I'd take a look at Strand Larsen. I'd look at his book and just looked at his movement. Just look at what he did in the final third. I'm not talking about his finishing, because I think his finishing sometimes is as bad as Højlund's. But just look at his work rate compared to Højlund's. Look at his ability to gamble.
His work rate is wonderful. It's wonderful work rate, and how he contributes defensively all the time, and even on defensive corner kicks and set pieces. He's massive and is hard. And I was quite worried. I saw when they had corner kicks, we put Højlund on Strand Larsen, and Højlund marking in the box. He's wasteful. He's useless.
Yeah,
he lost him right away.
Correct.
So, he had one big chance. I don't have footage of that chance, but I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, when the header he had on the corner kick.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ahmad's talking about, I think we're overacting. Look, I think we played okay. I did.
Yeah, we did.
But we're here to discuss the overall game and where we did we go wrong? Didn't we go wrong? Did Amorim say just go out and express yourselves? We don't know. We're just thinking, because I don't think Wolves came to win particularly. Did you, pal? When you look at the way that Wolves played,
I think they are on Easter holiday too.
On the beach. On the beach, and I think that's where we are.
They are secure. They know they're not going down. Did they pass us today on the table?
I think we're 16th now, aren't we? I don't know. I think we could finish fourth from bottom at this rate.
Oh no, they are still. We are equal on points, but
we're equal on points.
Goal difference -8 to -13 for Wolves. So
-8 to tell you everything you need to know, shouldn't it? About where we are today.
And Rasmus comes in and say, typical end of season, we are safe.
He's right. He's right. That's what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at. I think you're absolutely right, Rasmus. Look, let's. It's what we're going to, unfortunately, Devilish Tactic goes, and you all know your football, so you know what I'm about to say is right. Anyway, we're going to struggle to give you any kind of positives here, because there wasn't a great deal to talk about the game. But at the end of the day, Frederickson was a major plus for me, pal. He was a major plus. I thought Amass was a real plus. And with Leon coming in the summer, with Amass, Dorgu can play right, as we all know.
We don't need any wing backs.
We don't need any. No, I think we may well be covered in that position. We've got Heaven at the back. We've got Frederickson. I think maybe he might feel. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I think maybe he might feel, Jarvis, that he's got the centre half he wants in De Ligt. He's got Martinez coming back. So it may well be that we don't go. He's got Euro. It may well be we don't go in the summer. I think they'll extend. Maguire's contract's been extended anyway, hasn't it?
It's been, yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
So I think Maguire might stay. So I think we're okay at the back. I think they're looking at freeing money up now for 100% a striker. 100%.
You heard the last rumors when it comes to a striker. That was Osimhen, 60 million.
Yes.
12 I think it was 12.2 million pound a year contract.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if we
100k plus a week.
Yeah, if we can save the money up, Jarvis, in the areas, it might well free up. We were discussing a week ago. No, it was longer, wasn't it, when you floated the idea of Onana going 5-6 weeks ago, and I said, have we got the money for it? It wouldn't have been. Maybe now they're looking at this, and they might be able to say, Jarvis, top striker, maybe Acuna or Semedo up front. That we're interested in that.
I think we need a number 10.
Yeah, so maybe Acuna as well, and maybe we can move the goalkeeper out because we've got the money. I think right now we're sorted at the back. I never thought I'd say that because Lindelof will go. That's the salary off the books.
And Evans. Evans
has
gone. Contributed anything.
Those three are gone, aren't they? Lindelof, Evans, Frederickson. They are gone. We know that. So with the young lads, I agree with you with Amass, by the way. Totally agree with you. I've been looking to see. Hey, Trev's back. Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you.
I've been looking to see the difference that Amass could make, because Dorgu's made a big difference for us on the left, hasn't he? Can he make the same difference on the right? You push what you wanted to do in the past. You stick Mazzari back in as the right centre, De Ligt, and another. Could be Euro. I think that's a solid 3, personally. Maguire, bring him up on the bench to put him up front. Why not? I don't care. You could totally reutilise Harry Maguire. Totally.
By now, I think Harry Maguire is one of the leaders in the squad.
100%. Yeah,
one of the leaders. And I think we're not in a stage where we can get rid of leaders. We need the leaders we already have. And that's why I'm even a little bit what to do about Casemiro, because I think he's actually playing himself up into this team as a regular starter and one that we must depend on. So
we
will see. We will see.
We missed Casemiro today, I think. Jarvis, I think you're right, pal.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a mixed reaction, by the way. I think it'll be a 50-50 split, whether we like Casemiro or we don't. But I think you're right. I think we missed his little bit of guile that we've had over the last few weeks. And he, when Bruno come on, he wasn't that free, was he? He's a bit shackled.
No. And Johnny K made that point. None of the subs actually influenced the game at all.
They didn't make no one in fact, we probably got
boring, I think. But again, I think we are like mentally exhausted after what happened on Thursday. I think we all feel the same. I'm even mentally exhausted, not because just of yesterday's after ski, but Thursday was a mental.
I don't know what it was like for you, but Friday, it was everywhere. I mean, absolutely everywhere. You couldn't miss it. It went viral what we did. And Harry Maguire's interview post-match was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, well, it happens in football. Love it. Maino was the same. They weren't elated. They were nice, cool, calm. It was absolutely brilliant. So I'm really, really pleased. For what happened. And we knew what type of game we were getting.
Yeah, I think we all did. I wasn't even excited before this game. I usually build myself up before the game and stuff like that.
Well, I was out for an ice cream. I'd forgotten. I was out for an ice cream.
Yeah.
The weather's lovely.
How is the weather? Is the weather nice?
Beautiful today. Absolutely stunning. I don't know what it's like in other parts of England, but in Shropshire, it is magnificent.
I don't even know how you guys, British people, celebrate Easter, because in Norway it's all about going to the cabins, going to the mountains, skiing, all of it. It's the last weeks of winter, and now the sun is shining. You can sit outside, have a barbecue, have fun. But I don't know how you guys celebrate.
Easter's a funny one, actually, Jarvis. Easter's a funny one. There are a lot of people that religiously celebrate Easter in the UK. They go mad for Easter eggs and chocolate and confectionery, that type of thing. Have an Easter dinner, they get their families round. It's lovely. It's like a mini Christmas, really. But most of us, actually, and I'm
bank holiday.
Yeah, we love the bank holiday. It's a 4-day weekend. Unfortunately, it's not for me, but it's a 4-day weekend normally. Good Friday, Easter Monday, absolutely brilliant. The shops are shut on Easter Sunday, so you can't go shopping, which is great. And people just today will be in beer gardens and outside, and having an Easter dinner.
I won't occupy you for too long, Stu. Let's just go into the footage and see what we got, because we talked about Harry Amass and this situation. Amass defensively 1-on-1. I think he's up against I don't know, 22. Who's that guy? Is it Wensi or what's his name? Oh, buffering.
There you go. Oh, we did buffer that, didn't it?
What's going on?
It's buffering a little bit.
Yeah,
that's Semedo, isn't it? Trying to get around Amass, yeah.
Let's I think it's Semedo. Let's do it again.
There
you see how his body feet positioning. I think it's good. He looks a little bit deep in his knees, and I think that's good. He's sharp. He's ready.
The key to it is he squared him up, Jarvis. You hear me talk about it a lot, don't you? Face up your opponent. If you face up your opponent, he's got to do something. You stand, and he's got to make the move. You go side by side with him, you've got a problem. You watch Amass, he just squares him up. Semedo doesn't know what to do immediately. That's the key. So if you just go back just a little bit, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah. Jan Malmin also asked you, where is his backup? But I think as a fullback, you need to be able to defend the 1-against-1 all alone.
You do. Yeah. You don't necessarily need backup there. But if you watch, watch.
Let's go here.
Not there. Watch. He's made Semedo make a decision. And that's all you need to do as a fullback. All you need. And I talk about that particular zone where you need to be. That's the zonal area. He's midway into his box, but he's squared him up. You've got to get past him now, pal.
And I think he's pretty sharp, and you know that he has pace, he has explosiveness, so you can't just go past him either. And he's not too tall, so it's the center of gravity. It's
actually the key to that is even better, Jarvis. Yeah, the key to that's actually even better. He's cut Semedo's crossing ability. That's why Semedo's had to come back out. So what he's done, he said, right, I want you. Watch his body shape. You've got to go past me. You've got to run to my left and watch him. And as Semedo goes, he tries to cut back on himself, has to go back again. There you go. Watch now. He'll try and cut back. Amass has got him. He's got his crossing ability out completely. That all it did, Semedo just saw that happen.
Yeah.
Saw that happen.
And he put in a good tackle at the end. So
yeah.
And he won that duel. So that's why I think Harry Amass. I'm totally now in #1 in Harry Amass's fan club, and I will rant about Harry Amass.
One other thing about that, he had to make that tackle there, and this is where Yola Mamin's talking about his backup. If he hadn't, Semedo's got a nice little dink into whoever that is there. I can't quite see the number, and you've got a cross. So very, very good all around.
Yeah. It was a good one. Madhouse asks, were you impressed by Konya?
We were talking about that, Madhouse, actually. He had a very, very quiet game today. But I've seen him live a couple of times this season, and his work rate off the ball is phenomenal. And when he gets a bit between his teeth, Konya appears to be one of those jobs. I don't know what you were like as a player, but he does something early doors in a game, and that's it. He's on it. If he has a problem early doors in the game, it takes him a while to get into it. He's one of those types of players. So I would still take him, Madhouse, all day and every day, twice on Sundays, Christmas Day, Easter, you name it, I'd have him. I think he's a brilliant player. He's got a temperamental issue, same as the Brighton striker, hasn't he? That people have been raving about just recently. Got sent off yesterday for elbowing. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. something's off with my computer. Everything is buffering. So I will try to.
Ah, it's all right, mate.
Hopefully this clip will work.
I know what it is. You haven't given him the ibuprofen, Jarvis. It's on 5 a.m. time.
No, yeah. I don't need. I don't take stuff like that. No, I would rather suffer.
No,
because I earned it.
What about your broadband? Your broadband.
Okay, so the next clip is actually after the Harry Amass tackle, and he won the ball. Frederickson received it and passed it up to Højlund. So let's just bring it up here. And now we're going to talk about one of the biggest issues of our season. It's always Højlund, and I just want your take on this, Stu.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to take it a little bit down. So here you see Frederickson passing the ball to Højlund, dropping down, receiving it, holding off his man, flicking it with his heel, and going in against the goalkeeper. And he actually cuts in and has direction against the goal.
Yeah.
So let me just take it back here. You see how he wrestles the defender, holds out the arm, as we've been talking about a lot of the time. Controls the ball with his outer foot, not his inner foot, so it makes it difficult for the defender, and the way he just flicks it. I think this is brilliant from Højlund.
Oh, it's fantastic play, yeah. Yeah, it was.
You see here, totally skins him in that situation.
Yeah.
But now comes the dilemma with Højlund.
Yeah.
The thing that always happens. He runs with the ball. I don't know. You see, I think it's Kobe Mainoo and a couple other players coming on, Dorgu on the other side. And it ends up in nothing. Again.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon, Stu?
Well, what Højlund's got to understand is that you either run to the defender or you run away from the defender. If you run away from the defender, look, the diagonals are always the right move, but it isn't always the right move. The defender's always going to come across. He's always going to do that to you, Jarvis, which is what he did. So Højlund then has a problem. He doesn't kind of realise or understand what he needs to do. So this is a bit of hindsight, but he actually should have cut across the pitch on this occasion, because you can see the defender. Yeah. If he cuts across,
see the momentum of the defender. It's
correct.
It's schoolboy.
You've got to use, yeah, it is.
One-on-one. It is. Everybody knows how to do, because the central centre back of Wolves has to do the recovery job, defending. So he comes in full pace.
Yeah,
and that pace you need to know how to exploit.
Yeah, so he's got to slow himself down a bit. Now he comes in. Now he should come across. He should be halfway across the pitch at that point, and then he's got the position. He's got, actually, Dan P's right. If he'd come in more, then he'd have had an easier ball into Dorgu. So from where he was there, it's a very, very difficult ball.
Yeah,
but he didn't necessarily.
Do you think he had any options to pass the ball, or were they too late?
No, he's gone into striker mode there, which is what I like. We want him to be in striker mode.
See here, Kobe Mainoo comes here, and Dorgu, I think he's in an offside position right now.
He's just slowing down now. Dorgu is at that point. He can see what's happening. He's slowing down.
Could actually just pass it across to
Mainoo would be a good ball. Yeah. But he's in striker mode now, and he's heading towards goal. Yeah.
But again, I think another striker, with more potent striker, would probably done better than Højlund. A striker with no confidence.
Cavani scores there.
Yeah, I believe so. Danny B comes in and say piss poor.
Yeah, Cavani scores there.
Yeah. And Ravenstrip comes in and say, in my opinion, he went.
He's right. Ravenstrip's right. He should have cut across. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Ravenstrip.
Yeah. And Abdi comes in and say, yeah, Mainoo was there, and he was there. He could have that was one of the options. So again, this is like the topic of the show. How many chances do we need to finish the game to score a goal? So we struggled today, obviously. The next clip is It's another big one from Højlund. I want to see it one more time before I make my judgment on this one, Stu.
Yeah.
It's a big one. It's. I think it's Garnacho who crosses it in front of goal, and Højlund comes sliding in on the back post. I don't know if you remember this chance.
Yeah.
So Garnacho crosses it here, and Højlund's position, I think, is in the right position. Maybe should be a little bit more. I don't know.
He's in the wrong position there, pal. He's got to be between the two centre halves.
Obviously. Yeah.
Look, the good thing about him is he's on the move. Stop, come inside, you score a goal. You know, as he's running side by side with the defender, if he just stops and comes in between the two, he'll get it. It's one of those where you've got to look. He's almost in the right position then, but he tries to spin. The defender's in a great position because look at the defender. He's got his arm and he knows where Højlund is. Doesn't need to look at Højlund. He knows where he is. So he's looking at the ball. He's looking at what's potentially going to unfold in front of him. The issue that we've got, as well as that, is there's nobody else in the box. There's nobody in there. There's just Højlund and Garnacho. So as Garnacho spins his man, Højlund then gets him at the back. But when you're on the side or the reverse of a defender, I'm always going to win that ball because I'm just going to ease you out. All I'm going to do is just ease you out. Yeah. That's all I'm going to do. If Højlund's managed to get himself in between the two, okay, I think the crosses are probably a bit too close to the keeper anyway, you know, in my opinion. But you at least have got a chance of getting the ball, shoving the ball and the goalkeeper in the back of the net at the same time. When the keeper misses it, I don't know how he's missed it, but we did. So Højlund ends up in the net. It's just not right for me.
Like a fish caught in the net. Fish on land. That's Højlund.
Yeah. But as I say, the defender was, always going to stop that. Now, you could have got an own goal, potentially. You know, it could have gone in on the defender, but Højlund shouldn't be thinking like that. I've got to get in front of him because I'm not going to score behind him. So.
Another big chance. I think this time it's Bruno. It's all from the second half because nothing happened in the first half. So it is what it is. I think it's. Let's see. There we go. And by the way, Danny B agrees with you 100%. Stu. And Masse Bednars comes in and says Menu was dead like Rasmus. Yeah, he had a game today. He talked in the press conference after the last game that Menu can't run. Or he can't run in full pace. You don't have
still injured anymore. Still injured, is he? Oh, okay.
At this moment, yeah, he said something about that in the interview.
Okay.
So Rushmano is coming in with some
yes, I've noticed
comments.
We'll star those, Rushman, and we'll come to those in a bit.
But thank you, Rushy, thank you. So I want to look at this chance. You see here, it's us on the attack. I think it's Mason Mount giving it to Garnacho again.
Yeah, but
this time it's Bruno on the cutback.
It's a terrible ball to Garnacho, though. You know, if you look at the space there. He's overhit the ball. I would have gone left peg.
Yeah.
Fucking shoot. Just fucking look at the space between the two centre halves. Just fucking shoot. But he doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't get it under control.
Why didn't he shoot?
That ball is terrible. It's terrible. And Garnacho, again, I know he's doing this cutback, but look at what's unfolding in front of you. Try and hold it and pick a pass. Or go for goal yourself. But Bruno has missed that by a country mile. But there's no look. Actually, the chances of Bruno scoring a zip anyway. You've got the goalkeeper perfectly positioned. You've got two centre halves on the goal line. Bruno's not scoring from there anyway. So.
Yeah, but he's like 10 yards outside a goal, so it's a terrible miss from Bruno.
Oh, it's abysmal. It's Mount again. You've got to be. This is what I don't understand sometimes with with elite footballers. How can you not see what's opened up in front of you?
Yeah,
anyway,
take 2 touches. So,
but yeah, at least take a touch and give yourself something. I mean, chances are, look, there are interesting things about that, Jarvis. If Bruno touches that straight away, somebody's going to come out and tackle him. It could well be a penalty. It's got to be a brilliant tackle, or it could be a penalty.
Boxing straight talk coming in and say the ball should have gone between
the 2 centre halves, either a strike or a pass. Yeah, he's right. He's absolutely right.
Good observation. So what is the devilish tacticals saying about this?
They are saying, so Amorim said he was going to rest a lot of players. There should have been more youth in the game or squad today. Says one thing and does something else. That's Trev. Big Rushy, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Rush. Danny B, Mount's offering nothing, or Mount offers nothing, which is true at this point in time. Marche, is that a new name, Jarvis? Marche? Hope I haven't butchered you, but Garnacho is limited in tools. Welcome, Marche. I think you're absolutely right.
But he offers something, Garnacho. I think he offers something that no one else has in this squad. So I think he has to start as long as he's fit.
I think it's drilled into him now to cross that ball rather than think about what you're doing. So this is my point about Garnacho with the cutback. Hits it too hard and onto the wrong foot of the passer. Yeah, which is true. This one and the Mount one later is on their left side. Should have been put on the right foot. Well said, Johnny K. Dave, good to see you, Dave. 147. Yeah. His subs made it worse today. And Dan P comes in, agrees with Trev. Home games are the best chance to try youth. Good.
Yeah, I think so. I think today was a game without pressure, and we should probably play more of them. I was expecting Obi to start today.
I thought Obi might have started today. Yolam, I mean, this was the 4th debut of a youth player by Ruben now. I don't care if we win or lose the league games anymore this season. It's already a complete disaster.
Yeah. I agree. So this clip is about Cunha. We were trying to play ourselves out from the back. You see here, Woes, they managed to pin us down on one side.
Yeah,
5 players in this picture. And it's Masraoui on the ball. Tries to find, I think it's Bruno he tries to find in the midfield. In Amorim tactics, I think this is what Amorim wants. He wants to maybe get that gap for Bruno. And Amorim, Samik's football, he talked about this. Amorim style is not about short passing, it's not about long balls, it's about the mix of it. Sometimes you go long, sometimes you go short. And here you see Masraoui losing the ball, and I think it's Gomez. No, it's Cunha. And Cunha's first. No, it's Gomez.
What's the hold off? There you go. Little push. It's a very small thing, that, Jarvis, but it gives him the space.
No, this is Andre, number 7. Sorry,
Andre, whoever. Yeah, but he gives him a little push, and away he goes.
And here's Cunha, and this is Frederickson, young Frederickson coming on.
Lovely.
Cunha's first touch, and Eriksson has no other choice than just try to keep hold of his arm and drag him down.
That's correct. It's the correct thing to do.
But I think Cunha's first touch, you see even here how he looks over his shoulder. He completely knows where Frederickson is at this moment, and he does. So this is quality. Quality players do this.
Yeah, Frederickson's trouble there. His only problem there is he was too eager.
Yeah,
he was too eager to close Cunha down and get the ball. Stop. Make Cunha come at you, make him make a decision. He's very, very good. Eriksson, I would have used my shoulder, gone shoulder to shoulder rather than drag his.
Yeah, but we know Eriksson, he's too slow and he's not physical enough. Shoulder to shoulder, Eriksson will lose against Cunha. That's just the facts of the game.
No, that's true. Cunha is a strong boy. He's a strong lad.
And his balance and core strength is much, much better than Eriksson. And Bednars coming in and say, I don't see us getting better just by just getting by. Yeah,
just getting by. Yeah. Well,
yeah. Jana comes in with an interesting. He should have Cunha should have passed the ball to the number 17. Is that a guy out wide? No, that's Strand Larsen. I want to watch it again.
Let me just have a quick look, see where we are. Oh, there. Is it? There.
Yes,
that's the ball. Yeah, that's the play. That is the play. Well spotted, Jarla. That's the play.
That's good. That's a good spot, Jarla. Actually, I didn't see it. You are much better than me with
Larsen. That's Strand Larsen by Lindelof, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, so that's the play. So look at Larsen's movement. You know, we spoke about Larsen's movement at the beginning of the game. If you just push that back again. Yeah, if you pull that back again, just watch Larsen. Watch his movement. There you go. He creates a space.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, good spot, that.
Good spot, Jarla. So this ended up with a free kick. Here we go. We all saw it. Sarabia. It's a beautiful free kick.
It's a goal. It's a great goal.
Could we have done anything else?
No.
Is the wall okay? Is the wall okay?
No. Look, you know, sometimes you just got to hold your hands up and say, a great goal. In my opinion, I think it's a brilliant goal. Brilliant free kick, I think.
I'll slow it down completely and just enjoy.
Look at it.
Yeah. It's almost dead center up in the corner. So yeah,
it's just, you know, you could argue. No, I'm not even going to argue it. I'm not going to.
No, but it's right over the wall. It's almost like it hits.
Yeah, it's a brilliant free kick. It's one of those that you've just got to. I mean, he had no chance. Yeah, I mean, look how high Anana was. He got no hope. It's a game of the same as with his feet, Manos. So a lot with his feet, didn't
he? Yeah. Again, I have 3 more clips, and it's all about wastefulness.
Well, that's what the game was, Jarvis. So it was wasteful.
Garnacho again, going down to the byline and probably makes a cutback.
Yep.
Yeah, cutback pass to Bruno. No, to Mason Mount.
Mason Mount that time.
Oh, Mason Mount.
This is one where you can't actually have a proper Garnacho. Mason Mount again, brilliant step out. His position was superb, but fuck me, you got to score there. Jesus Christ! Just watch Mount. Don't watch Garnacho. Just watch Mount. Watch how he made space for himself. Very, very simple football. Very, very basic. All the way. Watch now. Stop. Out you come. 2 yards. Very, very simple. Bang. I mean, fucking hell. I should have been peeling away. Stratford end. Thank you very much. Take the adulation.
But to look at the positives too is I see we have a clear pattern of attacking play now.
There is a vision up there that how he wants Garnacho to play, absolutely, and the players, you know, but they're all looking at it and thinking, "What the fuck are you doing, man? That's just abysmal." I mean, it is. You know, you can't say it's an unlucky effort because it isn't. You know, fucking.
Should have been a goal. So yeah, it's a disgrace.
It should have been a goal.
And Trevor comes in and say we're praying for miracles every day. Thursday night was 1, and today Norman was
again. You can't really argue with that.
No. Roshmano comes in, and yeah, that's probably the worst thing. You know, we have no options other than to play Højlund most games with OBS backup, and that's just how we are at the moment. Xerxes is injured, but I argue we should try something else. Maybe put Casemiro up there.
I argue Xerxes is not as bad.
Play Bruno in the false 9, even play Maguire. You know, I feel that Højlund needs a timeout.
I think Højlund needs a timeout. Xerxes looked fit as anything when he was pushing the coach around on Thursday Pro post match. But I just put Harry Maguire up there. What you got to lose? You've got nothing to lose. The guy's been up there twice in the last 3 games, and he's almost rescued us twice. Well, he did rescue us once, and he almost rescued us or scored the winner, didn't he? So
This is an interesting one, Trevor. What do you think? Højlund need a permanent timeout? No, this from Dan P, I would say. I'll try Euro up front.
what have you got to lose? I mean, seriously, what have you got to lose? You know, when we're talking about certain things and when we're talking about certain players at this level should be able to operate competently in any position. You should be able to operate, not expertly, but competently in any position that you do. Because you're a footballer, you're a professional footballer, an elite footballer, you should be able to do that. We don't seem to be able to do that.
No, we don't. Back to the positives. I think again, Harry Amass was great today, and this
Very
is
good.
a cameo. Oh, Harry Amass. He receives the ball, looks over his shoulder, full control on Strand Larsen, I believe, and get something done with the ball. You know, he's not playing it back to the goalkeeper or back to the center defender.
Keeps going.
He actually turns with the ball and creates something.
Keeps going.
You know, that's gold in my eyes. That's gold in my eyes. How he turns, you know, look at this.
Yeah, his turn's great, really, because he had a very simple ball back to Hendrik, to Frederickson. He had a really, but keep going. That's what he should be doing. Keep going.
But and you see, he's part of the attack too. And I have part 2 of that attack. So and that's the last clip for the evening. So for the day. So let's just look at it. And he actually contributed to this attack. So we are here now. You know, I can't play it all in once because of you know what. So Eriksson is on the ball, and Harry Amass keeps the width. Garnacho is here, so we're actually trying to overload them on the side. And we actually have overloaded them in this area here. We are almost 3 against 2. So Eriksson plays Garnacho, flicks it through to Amass. Amass plays it back to Eriksson here, I believe.
He does.
So I think I like Amass. He contributes massively. And I actually spotted this in the extra time against Lyon. The last time, how great Amass did, because he actually provided the extra space, as we mentioned, for Casemiro. A
couple of things on that one, old friend. And if you start that right at the very beginning again, just to stop it there. If Amass had kept on with his run from the original pass, he'd have ended up here on the edge of the box. He didn't need to be where he was. I can see why he's done that. Second thing, when he gets the flick, what you should normally do is whip the ball into the box, but there's nobody there as per usual.
Yeah.
There's nobody there. So, I mean, if you play that on right from the very beginning,
okay,
let's stop it there. That's where if Amass had carried on, you know where he was kind of a third into the pitch. Well, if he carried on,
just to carry this way,
he'd have ended there. Keep going. That's where you'd have ended up. So he would have given Eriksson more of an easier pass. I'm not saying anything about. I'm just saying if we carried on that particular run, but when he gets the ball here, he's slightly on the back foot, only because he's not quite.
I agree with what you're saying, but for me, I think I love how Amass makes his role in positional play. Because I think the way he provides width and holds his width in vital situations makes it more difficult for the defender. As a defender, if you know you have that guy standing on the sideline almost, you know you have to be ready to jump. So you're not 100% fully committed in your defensive job on, for example, Garnacho, and you always have to keep an eye. So that's why I think positional play makes things like this more difficult for the defender.
Totally agree. I totally agree. Now, when he gets the ball, he's slightly on his back foot here, which is why I don't think he. There you go. Cross it there.
But he has no options.
He's only got Obi. He's only got it. And to be honest, Jarvis, it has got to be pinpoint.
Yeah, but he can actually
do it.
Pinpoint crossing
It's got to be pinpoint.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the defender's never going to close him down. But I think Obi's in the. By the way, we always say get between the two centre halves. Look where he is. between the two. So that's where you score goals. So
perfect positioning from Old.
Oh, it's fantastic. But it's nice play though by Amass, and I do agree. He holds on to it well there because he occupies two defenders. That's what gives Ericsson the space.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we don't do anything with it, do we? So
no. Well, the thing is, Ericsson with a beautiful.
Right. It's too late.
I mean, it is outside of his foot.
Yeah, it's too late though because Obi's pulled himself back out. Now, have you noticed?
But here Mason Mount comes in the deep run on the back post, sliding in outside. But that's not a
difficult chance.
It's very difficult. So
the chance, and I'm not going to pop it here, but the chance is Amass getting a crossing for Obi. That's your chance.
I
but
think
anyway,
so, yeah.
Look, the bottom line is, I do agree with you. The way that Amass conducts himself on the pitch and tries to make things happen, and I agree with that. And I think, look, at the end of the day, he'll understand and he'll grow into that side of what we need from him in terms of his positional play.
I'm very happy with Amass now, and I think for me, I think he's matured enough now that he's ready to be a starter for Man United in the league for the rest of the season, I believe. I think we should just give him vital game time, and he will be a squad option for the rotational option for the rest of next season.
Yeah, Beckson talk, straight talk, absolute spitting facts there. Spitting facts. There's nothing more to say but facts.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Yes. So what is Batham saying? He has almost interesting comments when it comes to the tactical side of the game.
Look. Where we got?
We have this one.
Oh, sorry. We both done that at the same time, Paul. Go on.
Yeah. Lots of space to work on with there for the delivery, in my opinion. Big gap between the goalkeeper and defenders.
What we're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. And look, the good thing about that is, Jarvis, if they tried it between the two of them, if they just tried it, I'm just saying, me and you would have been absolutely raving, even if it didn't come off. That's a nice bit of play. That's somebody who's thinking about what I'm going to do. You've got Obi in a brilliant position. Amass, by the way, as it happens, in a brilliant position. It'd have been nice to have seen something like that one.
Yeah. How are we on the likes, people? Have you smashed the like?
Have you smashed the like, guys? We haven't. We've got 223 watching, by the way, old friend.
Yeah, a lot of people watching us on X by the moment. So, but we all have the great community here on YouTube with all you guys, the legends, always coming in, helping out the channel, bringing in your knowledge and comments. We are 29 likes at the moment.
We
30 people watching on YouTube. So we are almost at the hour mark. So that was my last live footage from the game, and I just want to say, Stu, because there's not much to talk about this game. So
it's just gone fine. How about a 10-minute Q&A? If they've got any questions for us, how about a 10-minute Q&A?
If you have the time.
I do. We're not going out till
1 minute and go through the Amorim comments that Rusmano left us. You say Ruben Amorim on squad changes in the summer. We will address that. We have had plans, and we talked about that every day. The season is not over, so let's focus on that. So yeah, it's obviously he's you have to say this. You have to say this. But I think deep down in his mind, it's all about Europa League.
I think it is for him. I think he's gone to the board, and the board have said Europa League, we need it. You've got to win the Europa League. I think he's under that type of pressure. Was there another one there as well?
Yeah, there was this one.
Yeah.
He said Ruben Amorim on Rasmus Højlund's lack of goals. This will be interesting. The only way I know is to show the videos. He needs to score a goal. He will not score if he's out. So he will just keep persisting playing him, in my opinion, and believes in his striker.
Yeah, but what amazes me is, guys, devilish tacticos, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, but what amazes me is, Amorim's talking about the only way I know is to show him the videos. What is his problem and his inability to learn? His inability to gamble. You score goals by learning position. You score You score goals, Jarvis, and you know this by gambling, don't you, at the back post, gambling at the near post, busting a gut, making a foul to get into the box, beating up the centre half, kicking the fullback. You know, make yourself aggressive, make yourself there. It's like I say about Strand Larsen. I think he's a Højlund type finisher. I've said that to you before, haven't I? But
he still scores about 15 goals a season.
I know, but his movement's miles better than Højlund's. His
miles.
thought process, his ability to see something unfold is, and I don't understand why Rasmus hasn't learned this in 2 years. I just don't get it. I don't understand what he's not picking up, why he's not picking it up, and what's stopping him from picking it up. I mean, those are the questions I've got for him. You know, I need to know those three from you because I just don't understand. Ruud would have been absolutely priceless for us. I totally agree. I mean, crikey, if you can't learn off Ruud van Nistelrooy, you can't learn off anyone. We've got to do something with him. We've got to do something to. I know he's not. We've got to do something with him. We either stick him out on loan, Jarvis, or we move him on in the summer. But you can't be a number 9 at Manchester United and not have 3 chances a game.
And this is also about good comment from Rush.
He doesn't.
Højlund doesn't even win free kicks or improve his link-up play, and that's because even if he did that, you could defend him being in the starting lineup.
You could try and defend him. Yeah, absolutely. And here's this. I mean, to me, this is what it's all about. Look at Obi's movement versus Rasmus. You're absolutely right, Emmanuel, because. And we pointed out just a minute ago, and I wasn't, and I know it sounds like I was having to go at Amass. I wasn't. I was just making that point, Jarvis. If it whipped it, Obi was there. I mean, look, if he scores, we're raving, aren't we? But you just try. I don't see us trying. I don't see Rasmus trying everything. Look, a centre forward should be carded virtually every other game for bullying. A centre half. You've got to go in, you've got to bully a centre half. A centre half should be carded every other game, or when you're coming against somebody who's trying to bully you, so you can bully because you're fighting him back. You know, you are wanting to get the best of him. I don't know a centre half that's been booked against Rasmus, and I can't remember Rasmus being booked for having a pop at centre half.
No.
Devilish Tacticos will tell me, but I can't remember those. Those are the biggest attributes of a forward. If I'm playing on a Saturday afternoon, I'm expecting bruised ribs. I'm expecting an elbow here, an elbow on the top. I'm expecting to come away hurt somewhere. I get the feeling when you're playing against Rasmus, you just dust yourself off.
But it's almost like Rasmus is lost in a maze or something, and he's just running sporadically, just around, like casually. He doesn't know where to go, what to do, and he can't find his way out.
Jarvis, those centre halves today for Wolves didn't need a shower after the game.
No.
They didn't need a shower because they didn't do anything. You should be dripping sweat, you know, out of breath, needing a drink. Again, you know,
we've been sitting here now since at least on this channel since mid-December and talking about Højlund. Look at his movement. Why is he not in between the centre back? Why is he not pushing on? Why is he not doing this? Why is he not doing that? And it's so freaking frustrating. I have lost all my patience with that guy. You know, I feel
get it,
No,
I don't get it, pal. I don't understand it. I don't understand what he does when he goes home. What does he do? Jesus Christ! I've said this a million times. If you're a centre half and you're coming up against Harry Kane, you are doing everything you can to understand his movements, where he drops into, whether or not he takes the ball on his right foot, his left foot. Does he chest the ball? Does he head the ball? Does he elbow you? Does he run onto your right? Does he run onto your left? Does he do this? Does he do that? You are looking at video after video after video. Somebody who's looking at Rasmus Højlund now, they're thinking, "Oh, I've got Højlund at the weekend. I'm not going to train any extra. I'm going to get a Gucci."
He doesn't have any attention span at all. Maybe he just zones out. Oh, there's a video.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Maybe he does. Maybe he's got in with the wrong crowd and he's not training and he is going home at 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock every day, and he's not doing anything. He's not looking at, like, Jesus Christ, if you were Højlund, you would be doing everything in your fucking power, in my opinion, to be the best striker you can be. You're at the biggest club, the best football club in the world, and I just feel he's doing everything. Rusmano, his pressing is half-hearted. He is half-hearted as a player. I hate to say it. I don't want to get on the back of him, but he's left us nowhere to go.
No. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel the same. I feel I've been fair with him, giving him a chance. We've been analyzing. I've been trying to find good things with Højlund, but we all see the negatives so much more, and that's I think that's the thing. I want to do. We have a couple of questions coming in.
Yes,
guys. So,
I mean, this is true, by the way. From I think this is this a new?
Yeah,
I don't recognize the name. Anyway, great, thank you very. But we don't create for strikers. Look, we can look back in our history, and you can see Beckham gets the ball out 25, 30 yards out. He's culling it in from the side of the, and Rude's in there, bang, peeling away. Thank you very much. Yes, I'll have that. Or any striker, Cantona, no problem, chesting it in. Andy Cole tapping it in. York diving header. Sheringham, bang. We're scoring because we're being delivered. You got Beckham, you got Giggs. He's not even telling, in my opinion, he's not even telling the guys where he wants the fucking ball. He's not pointing, I need the ball here. I'm doing this. We've said before, why aren't you getting Amass? Harry, I'll give you 100 quid for this afternoon if you'll spend an hour with me. Harry Amass doesn't need 100 quid. I know all that, by the way. But a youth player might. I'll give you 100 quid. All I want you to do is I want you whipping balls. I don't want a goalkeeper. I want you whipping balls, and I'm going to fucking hit. Yeah. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Yes.
Yes.
We've got nowhere to go with him.
Oh no. Nash comes in and say, "What shocking is we are in the height of an excellent Scandinavian strikers: Jokkenes, Strandlarsen, Haaland, Isaac. It's
true,
and we have Højlund. There's so many good Scandinavian strikers out there right now, and even the Bodø Glimt striker, I think he will go after this season.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even. That's just me. Class Strandlarsen is a great striker, but he's a much better operator than Højlund. He's, and that's the key thing, isn't it? It's all about operating. And he operates in the right fucking areas.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, Stu, this is the home turf for Bodø Glimt right now.
Look at that.
Still winter. You have the ocean, Atlantic Ocean, right outside.
Beautiful.
Imagine Spurs in a couple of weeks going there.
Oh, they're going to be crying.
Playing on artificial grass.
They're going to be crying, they are. Do you know, one of my favourite, when I look at that, right, and I look at that, I think, wow, what a situation, what a beautiful place. And I look at it when I see Braga as well, Braga's pitch, when you've got that rock face at the back. There's something amazing about that. What's it hold? About 20,000 or?
No. It's way less. It's like 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 max.
Is it really that small?
Yeah, it's that small.
Wow, look at that.
It's a really small club.
They're like
a Division 4 club in England.
So how far are you in relation to that then? If you were to travel to there, what was it?
The distances up in the north are way.
Oh, it's miles, is it?
I would have to fly there. Or if I drove, it would take me about 6 hours.
So where'd you fly into? Bodø?
Yeah, Bodø Airport.
You're flying to Bodø, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, people gotta realize how small of a club Bodø is.
No, but that's great because normally Bodø Glimt would think to themselves, semi-final here, we'll go to I don't know, Rosenborg, or I'm spitballing here because I don't know where Rosenborg is, but actually you don't. You want to stay there, don't you? You want to give yourself the best possible chance to get in there.
They are considering building a new stadium right now, but they don't have the funding yet because there's no investors. There's no like big rich investors I think just go in and help them out. So they all have to put up all the money into the stadium themselves.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So they are struggling, but the thing is now, if they even if they lose the semi-final, I think they will come in because they were the Norwegian Premier League champions, so they are actually going into the last qualification round of Champions League next season. And the thing is, now they've gone so deep into this tournament that I think actually, maybe if they're lucky, they will get rated sided top siding in the drawing, so they don't have to meet a big five, the league number 4 or number 5. They will go against like the champion of Switzerland or Austria or something like that. So I think they will have a big chance to go into the Champions League, and the Champions League, that's where the big bucks is.
Well, they get
this campaign has brought them about £30 million.
I was going to say 30 million,
but only qualifying for Champions League, that's 60 right away, and even up to 100 if they win a couple of games. So
perfect for them, wouldn't it?
That will mean a new stadium right away. And I will tell you, when it comes to Bodø Glimt, when I think I was like 13, I went to Oslo by myself. My sister lived down there, so I visited her. I flew down by myself to watch Bodø Glimt play the Norwegian FA Cup final.
Nice.
That time. And, I was so excited. I had like yellow scarf, yellow hats, yellow shirt on, 13 years had a flag.
Amazing.
Seeing the cup final, that was amazing. That was amazing.
But that's why we love football, though, isn't it? We whinge and we moan about Højlund and all that, but the reality is, our love for football is it'll just never disappear. It's a drug. Football's an absolute drug. For me, it's a drug. I just can't stop. I cannot stop.
And but at that time, I was a football fanatic.
Exactly.
When I was in my early teens, 13 years old, and watching in the cup final, that was a big thing.
Well, I started kicking a ball when I was 5 out in my back garden. I'd play by myself, really annoying my parents. But we where we lived at the time, we didn't have any goalposts or anything like that, so we could go and play. So we were playing up at a park. It was just a grass field, and in the end, we got our parents to write to the local council, and they put up these horrible fucking goalposts. I mean, they were skivvy. They literally picked them out of somebody's skip, and we ended up stealing white paint off our parents and building our own football pitch, and that's what we used to do, And I look around now and I look at the kids, 12, 14 years of age. They don't know what it's like to actually build something for yourself. They've got everything ready made. We would cycle miles just so we could get goalposts with nets up. It was like the holy grail for us. We're getting fucking nets. This is great, You
don't have to pick up the ball and run like half
got the ball,
every time you shoot.
Especially when I'm shooting, the ball's fucking gone over there. I'm having to
floor.
Yeah, God, Woolie's in front of goal. Yeah, fucking hell. Hold on,
Put him in the back.
Yeah. I'll send my girlfriend over. She'll pick it up for you. So we used to do all of that, and they don't see that anymore. And going to games now for families is so expensive.
But I think we all know this. We have an older audience. A lot of these guys in the devilish tactics. As far as I understand, most of you are in your 30s, 40s, or 50s. So you lived through that age of being
preference to me already. Unfortunately, that's where the talent ended. I don't think there was any talent even then, Trev. To be honest, I don't think there was any talent then.
Yeah.
Really, really bad.
Nas always comes in and says it's good for Norway. As a kid, the Allsvenskan, the Swedish Premier League seemed to produce talent, but now it's spread into Norway. Yeah, it is. But I think it's the Norwegian FA. They did something about 10 years ago. They started to build all those small pitches, and now when you're younger, you play 3 against 3, 5 against 5, 7 against 7.
Yeah.
You're not going up to 11 aside before you're like 14, 15, I believe. It's all about a lot of touches. Everything is with the ball. So that's why I think we are now starting to see the price of producing talented footballers. It's coming now. So
they are, one of the things, we always teach our kids is, you touch first. Make sure you touch is is top drawer. Get that, and then we'll start looking at other areas. I did see that Dan. I think Dan's going to. Is it Dan? There you go. He's going to Oslo.
Ooh, going to Oslo, Jim. I mean, just over the weekend, I will try to get to any game that I can. Will be first time in Norway. Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Well, there's a lot of teams in the Oslo area if you want to watch the Norwegian Premier League. I think there's games going on all the time. Even today, I think they're playing.
Yeah.
But the big day, I think, is tomorrow.
Let's have a look. Have we got any more questions? Let's see. What have we done? Which ones have we got?
A lot of questions too. So if you want to go through them.
Yeah.
But I just want to say this one.
Here's one. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, no. Just bring it. Have it up. Bathroom just said the first match I went to in South America, I got tear gassed and cried for 3 hours.
God, yeah, well, you would do. When was that? What year was that?
Wow.
They were fucking terrible. And which game? Because Jesus, they were fucking terrible. Argentina in particular, Jesus, horrible.
Have you ever been tear gassed?
No.
I was in the army. We had to go look in one of those bunkers, and
it's horrible.
Light up one of those tablets. You have to go. You go inside with your mask on, and the officer holds up a paper with a command you have to read. So we have to take off your mask, stand there in that like smoke, and read it out. And it's terrible because your eyes is like, and your mouth is like, and you can't even breathe. And everything just stops, and your body just screams, "Get the fuck out of there!" And you just have to do it. It's like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then you're allowed to go. And you have to wait for the officer, and the officer says, "Yes, you are excused." And then you have to salute and walk out. And you can't even rub your eyes because it makes it worse. So the only way to get better is just to run with the wind in your face and just try to get it out there. You can't touch yourself. It's terrible.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
I get what you're saying in bath time.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Boxing straight talk with a question for me and you. Do you honestly think this will improve next season playing these tactics with Amorim's attitude towards the Premier League? Well, you were saying at the beginning you were beginning to doubt certain aspects of his, weren't you?
I see some tactical choices, some in-game management, some lineups. I'm not always agreeing with Amorim, but he follows the team much closer than you and I do. But I think he could have done some things differently. But I'm also fully understand that he's a young manager, unexperienced, and he will need time to learn. So I'm not heavily criticizing him, and I'm far from Amorim out. To be honest, yeah.
I'm the same. I don't feel that changing a manager again is of value. I think he needs to be given time to bring in his own type of player that he wants, and then we can judge. I say in 2 years' time. That's what I think. Here's a good one, Trev. What's your favourite Easter egg of all time? Mine, I'm afraid, is lint. I just love lint. So I've had a lint.
What is lint? I don't know what lint is.
The Swiss chocolates extraordinaires.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, lint. They're absolutely.
Is it one like wrapped in gold paper?
Yeah, they're all wrapped in gold paper. Yeah, the individual ones. Yeah. So close to, I say close to, it's about 20 miles away. There's a lint shop, and you can go in and get all different types of flavors and lint.
Nice.
Lovely. What's yours?
I don't know. I don't eat candy. I don't eat sugar, to be honest. So I'm just one of those.
Wow, that's interesting. Oh, it's a great one. I like this.
I'm not. But to be honest, I did it because I read something about dementia and sugar. There's a connection, and it's like a catalyst for dementia. My mother has dementia, so I try to prevent myself. I'm older. I'm 47, maybe. I don't want to be have dementia when I'm in my 60s.
My mother.
It's just a choice I made. I'm not eating any sugar.
Don't blame you.
Yeah.
My mum has dementia as well, as apart from other complications, but she's hanging in there, bless her, which is good.
Yeah.
Best football film. I like Mean Machine because Yabba claims he was in it. I like Escape to Victory. I like Escape to Victory. It's a bit of a war film, but it's got a football theme to it. That's probably my favourite.
What's the one with Pele when they're in the prison?
That's Escape to Victory.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a good football film. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. And there's actually a Norwegian guy playing in that movie too. Howler Torresen. He played for PSV at the time in '87, I believe, when they won the Champions League. So he's a good player.
Wow. Okay. No, I didn't know that.
That's the one with Vinnie Jones.
It's got Vinnie Jones in it. Yeah. It's funny. It's funny. Cool. It's funny.
Yeah.
Question: was Stu heading to China? Did I learn any Chinese words? As I don't mean during 20 miles on the Chinese menu. And did I? No, I didn't. But I do have an interpreter apparently when I get there. So.
How do you say hi? Is it like Ning Jiao or something like that?
Something like that. I think Xie is thank you or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll survive, I think, without any Mandarin or something like that. Who knows? Who knows, Trev? Who knows? Question: what with Højlund offering nothing as a striker? This is Trev again. What are his actual attributes besides being big? Well, I think unfortunately, Trev, we've covered the lack of attributes. I wouldn't know how to answer that one, to be honest.
With Højlund offering nothing is a striker, what is his actual attributes? Well, the thing is, he used to play on the right wing in Atalanta, and I think just to get him going, I would like to see Amorim trying to experiment a little bit more with Højlund to get him with his face face fronting the goal. So I think maybe we should just try to experiment a little bit, try him on the right wing, just to see if it can work. Just to get him more involved into the game, because I think he's lost at the moment. This is my if you're trying to play him and get him going, do something, shake it up.
Yeah, why not? No, I don't blame you. Trev, that's a good question, that Trev. To be fair, here's another one. I love this. You can answer that one, Jarvis. Did you become a United fan, and what's your first United shirt?
Oh, well, it's not that complicated, but my older sister lived together with a guy who they lived for. He was almost like my uncle. They lived together for all my childhood, I would say, and he was a diehard Man United fan. So he actually pointed me into the Man United fan club, and every time I came to their place, Man United was on telly, and he gave me a lot of like his supporter stuff and flags and scarves and all of that. But my first jersey was actually the Umbro, the first Umbro with the
with the actual laces,
with the laces, and the collar, the collar.
That was the start of our.
I think it's 91 or
91, that was the start of our kind of dominance. Mine, Trev, is really, really simple. I think I've spoken about it before. It was my Uncle Brian. I've got him to thank for it when I was 7. Otherwise, I'd have been a Chester City fan, as that's what my dad's team was. So it's my Uncle Brian, and he took me to Wolves away when I was 7, and I was absolutely hooked. My first shirt was a Admiral shirt. So you're talking, back in 1978. I did have that one, but my first one was a red one. It had a little Admiral badge there, and they were both transfers. And after about a week of washing, they were all gone. All the transfers were gone. It was terrible. But that was my first kit, and I was the only Manchester United fan in a school full of Liverpool and Wolves fans at that particular time. So 1977. That's it for me.
Is Chester in between Manchester and
it is in between.
Yeah, okay.
In between Manchester and Shropshire. So Chester's kind of on the Welsh border, and then it's in between Manchester.
Okay.
So. But my dad was born in Chester, so he was a big Chester City fan. Mm-hmm. Your favourite United goal you've seen? Again, I've spoken about this before. 79 FA Cup final. Sammy McElroy to make it 2-2, and then fucking Liam Brady and Alan Sunderland fucked off up the other end and scored. Bastards. But that's my favourite goal, because it just made me realise I was still young. I was only 9, and it made me realise what football does to you. And that was it for me. I loved it. Loved it. That's mine.
The only Chester I like is the cake.
Okay, I don't know what Chester cake is. So you might have to tell me. That. Chester's beautiful.
That's comes in and say my first shirt was in 2000. As Americans, we traveled to Europe on vacation and in the Netherlands, and I saw the waterfall with Umbro kit. Yeah, I fell in love. Yeah, that's a great story, Nas. Big up.
Yeah. Johnny K.
From USOK.
He's always got a fact, isn't he? That is very true. He's always got a fact, old Johnny K. Absolutely well done. Chester is beautiful. Yeah, it really is. It's a beautiful place.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's got a nice little river running through it called the River Dee. So, what else have we got? So, yes, your favourite United goal, Jarvis?
Well, actually, I have to say the one that meant the most for me at the time was when we scored the late winner with Ollie in the FA Cup clash with Liverpool in '99.
Oh, yeah. 2-1.
Yeah, when he scored on, I think it was extra time or whatever.
Extra time, yeah.
I never cheered as much, but obviously the '99 winner in the FA Cup, in the Champions League final. But I think that FA Cup goal was something special.
It was special, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got some absolutely.
It's not like a beautiful goal. It's just like a tapping in a way, but it's just the moment.
Got to be there.
And obviously, from my youth, I think the Steve Bruce's goals against Sheffield Wednesday, the two goals headers.
Yeah,
I think those two are two.
Højlund wouldn't have got there, would he, for the Ollie tapping? So yeah, there you go. No, brilliant. Bath time, no love for Mike Bassett. It's okay, that film. It was all right. I don't know. It was okay. It was a bit obvious. I think that's the thing. It was a bit obvious. Although I do like the Benson and Hedges connotation. That was quite funny. I don't know if you've seen that, Jarvis, but
no.
There used to be back in the late 70s, 80s, on a Sunday morning, managers, because they were pissed up the night before, unlike your good self, rolling in at 5 a.m. I used to write the team down on the back of a fag packet. Yeah. It's an old saying. Anyway, we used to have a particular brand in the UK called Benson and Hedges, right?
Yes.
He's done this squad and he's written his team down on this fag pack, and it's got Benson and Hedges in.
Mm-hmm.
So he's given the fag packet to his secretary, and she's gone off, and they've called all them up, including Benson and Hedges. They shouldn't have been in there, and they play in the 4th tier of English football or something like that. That's probably about the best one. Who the fuck's Ron Benson? Fucking Andy Hedges or whatever their name was. I can't remember. He's going like that. And he then it cuts to a press conference, and he has to explain why he's chosen Benson and Hedges. It's funny as fuck. And then I think one of the guys come up. I can't remember any other. So I think Silk Cut might have been in there or something like that. But anyway, that's what it is. That's it. So it's a good film, but probably not.
Thank you, Rush. Thank you, Rush.
Thank you, Rush.
And people, if you haven't, smash the like and subscribe. If you're new, we try to build the community here. We already have the greatest community in the world with you guys. So, but everybody is welcome. To be fair.
Yeah. Bartime likes the film, especially when Pele turns up. Yeah, there is some funny aspects of it, I tell you. Also, Chester cake is white icing on top with fruit mixture underneath. Okay, well, I didn't know that one, Trev. I'll have to. I'm not really a fruit cake kind of guy, but I do like white icing.
But you are a cake kind of guy.
I like a cake, yes. Yes, I like a cake.
That's good.
Nas, M87. One for you, Jarvis. Guys, we should look at the Espanyol keeper. Joan Garcia. He's an excellent top-rate keeper. like in his first or second in many stats in La Liga. We are actually, now, to be fair, we're going to try and reach out to a goalkeeping expert, because I think we would like to get somebody on who could talk to us about goalkeepers, because obviously myself and Jarvis aren't goalkeepers, and it'd be quite interesting to do that.
My expert field of knowledge, when it comes to goalkeepers.
So it's definitely not mine.
So when you look at it, he's young. He's 23 years, 350 days, so he's almost 24 years of age. He's 6'3". Not particularly tall for a goalkeeper, but it's okay. Some week, his wages for 4.6 a week. That's not massive. This season, played 31 games, conceded 40 goals in 31 games. So, but his save percentage 76.6. That's actually quite good, I would say. I think that's really good. And he should. It's 46.5 goals he should have conceded, and he only conceded 40. So that's quite good.
Yeah, that's good. Apparently, he's got a 22 million release clause, and Danny likes him.
You see here, crosses stopped in the 88th percentile, average length of goal kicks in the 76th percentile. Save percentage high up, 87th percentile of all goalkeepers in the top 5 leagues. 76.6, as we mentioned, and PSXGGA, that's on 87%. So his stats are brilliant. It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, it looks.
Actually, he's quite good at penalty. Also, 74%, 33.3% of penalty kicks he saves. So almost 1 in 3.
Interesting.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, interesting. We've got one more question.
The last questions. I just want to bring up this from Rushmano. He said, Statman Dave's stats on Harry Amass in tonight's game, and they are quite impressive. Here we go. Harry Amass, game by numbers versus Wolves. 89% pass accuracy, 13 duels contested, he won 9 out of them. That's good. 7 ball recoveries, 4 passes into the final third, 3 clearances, 3 fouls, 3 tackle attempted, and 2 tackles won. So, yeah, I think he did quite well tonight. Thank you, Rushmano, for sharing.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Rushmano. Last question then of the night, and that is, who's the best manager post-Fergie? I know this is hard. Are we referring to Manchester United or managers in general?
I will go for Man United managers. So who do we have? We have Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, Ollie, Ten Hag. I don't want to count all the interims. Even Ragnick is not count. So out of those 5.
I would probably go with,
obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a tough one.
That time comes in with Carrick. Him and Nistelrooy are with the best win percentage.
Yeah, win percentage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For me, it's always Ollie.
I'm
biased. I'm Norwegian, but that's just
how it is.
But I felt that we were back to our old self, at least for a short amount of time under Ollie.
Yeah.
So
I'm probably going Van Gaal, but I think it's, you could chuck a coin in the air, couldn't you, and see where it landed. Yeah, so I would go Van Gaal.
Danny B says Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, but he should have come in directly after Fergie. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
And Taya Simba comes in and says, for me,
I go Van Gaal.
Yeah. Dave also with Van Gaal. So yeah,
it's a difficult one, isn't it? But
Ollie
was great. He beat Pep a few times, didn't he?
He did.
Beat that fraud Guardiola a few times.
I think Ollie could have done well with proper backing and a little bit more help with because I think he came in at the time when we are in turmoil. We have just sacked Mourinho, and it was difficult, but he got the kids going. People say it was just on why, but I think we underestimate all his tactical skills and how he set up the teams in a little bit. And I think he had young Kieran McKenna, Carrick. He had a young team of good, talented managers or football
Coaches,
coaches
yeah,
with him.
did, yeah.
But I think he would have needed more time. That's just how it is. And at the end, I think everything accumulated down to Ronaldo coming in. You got the I would say the tension with Cavani, Ronaldo.
Yeah, it just didn't work, did
Something
it?
happened. No.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those. And we didn't have the margins with him. If we won the Europa League final on penalties, who knows? We might be sitting here with Ollie as our manager still.
That would have been, yeah. Who's to know? Really, I'd agree, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Well, old friend, I'm probably gonna have to shoot in a minute. So
yes, it's been a great show. Thank you,
it has.
everybody.
Loads.
Luan agrees with me. Ollie, thank you,
Yeah.
Luan. Good to see you. I hope your Easter has been great. And Simba, Yale, Danny B, Pat Time, Nas, Dave.
Trev.
Trev, Rush, Mono, Barman, all of you legends. Thank you for tuning in on this beautiful day. Even we lost, but I think none of us are really.
Yes, Trev.
I'm almost not even disappointed, So it was just one of those. But it's been a great show. It's been like a therapy session. It's been fantastic sitting here talking to you guys, talking to you, Stu.
As always.
Thank you all.
As always. Love it.
Yes. So we had quite an interesting footballing debate and talked about a little bit other things too. So it's been a good show. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. And we will be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. with Jarvis's Corner. Stu won't be with me. I hopefully will get Mick, and I will ask Mumbai and some of the other guys to come on, and we will have a debate show on Monday night. So I will see you all tomorrow night, and have a good one. Bye.
Take care. All the best.
Take care. Bye-bye.